Shalawam, shalawam. Right. So, hey, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us the truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak back with a quick, hopefully edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Right? Now, this one will be entitled, Honor the Brotherhood. Okay. So, first and foremost, I want to go to 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter, and start at verse 15. And it reads, For so is the will of power, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. Right? And that also means, hey, yourself. Because you was foolish in past times. You was foolish in the world. You was a foolish man in past times, right? Petty, right? Maybe hateful, maybe, presumptuous in your ways and your thoughts, thinking something that's not even there, right? And these are demons. So by honoring and by staying true to this thing, having a rule over your spirit, you're able to put to rest the old you and foolish men that are still moving in that way. As the scriptures say, look at how the Gentiles move, right? Israelites that's still in that sense of moving in the world and don't move as they move. You know what I'm saying? So you actually supposed to change. I mean, I think it's been sounding crazy, but you actually have to change, right? Verse 16, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of power. You can't use this time, you're in this truth, but you're using it to cloak your maliciousness, your harm, which is harming yourself and harming others. Maliciousness, right? So you're faking, you're being a hypocrite, okay? Just because you can, the scriptures say, use the world, don't abuse the world, right? So we're not going to be over righteous, but we're not going to be over wicked. We're not going to just do stuff that we know we don't supposed to do, right? You're supposed to walk in a correct manner at the end of the day. You're not supposed to be allowing your body and your thoughts and things of that nature to overtake you and bring you down low, okay? Hey, the water. I guess I got a moderator on here because they got that person. All right, verse 17. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear power. Honor the king. So honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear power. Honor the king. Now I want to go back to the law. Okay? Because that's really just being restated. This is Leviticus 19:3. Ye shall fear every man, his mother, and his father, and keep my Shabbats. I am Yahawah your power, and today is the Shabbat Shalawam, right? Now, you should have a sense of fear. You should have a sense of respect and honor for individuals, right? And this will keep you in check. Because just because you look at an individual and you think he's an Edomite, you don't know his lineage, you don't know his father's lineage, you don't know if he's an Israelite or not. You don't know anything. So you deal with everybody and you try the spirit, right? We done had individuals, man, we had this elder lady come on our live the other day, and she looked straight YT. We got to talking with her, she had the spirit, the spirit, it resonated with her. Come to find out she's Irish. So in the discernment, right, we had to try the spirit. So you have to try the spirit. This goes with fearing men. This goes with not having no respect of persons and not having that high-minded or that presumptuous way of, man, he look YT as hell, so he gotta be an Edomite. No, okay, it's not a skin color thing. This is where guys mess up, okay? So you gotta fear every man and try the spirits. If you don't do that, then you're gonna fail, man. All right, because you're moving in a hasty way, and that would be how you moved in the world. Hasty. too quick, not observing. Is that truly wisdom? You just talking out the side of your neck. You just popping, right? Not really making an observation of the whole situation. Now let's go down in that chapter to verse 15. Ye shall do, as a matter of fact, we start at 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear thy power. I am Yahawah. So you don't pick on brothers and sisters that can't get it, all right? That don't get it. You don't boast on the branches that are cut off. You understand? You approach them, and once again, try in the spirit. If an individual is sincere and he's trying to come into this thing, then boom, you bear with him. You know, this goes with honoring the brotherhood, because that individual may be a part of this thing. He just hasn't woke up yet. He just hasn't came into this thing yet. What are we doing? What's our position? To seal the elect, right? For Yahawah to draw them and for us to teach through the strength and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. If you're not doing that, what is you doing? You know? So you don't curse the ones that can't hear yet, because they ain't got their ears to hear yet. Now after 2 admonitions, yeah, you know, let it be. If they come back and they sincere and they seeking, then bear with them, deal with them. You know, hey man, you know, I did some research and you right, the letter J was created in 1524. I understand that name Jesus ain't right. Can you teach me that name y'all was talking about again? Okay, bro, I got you. Boom. These situations happen because they'll go forth and they'll hopefully having that Church of Berea spirit, searching the scriptures, searching what we said, researching, you know, simple Google search, and looking up this stuff. Okay, I'm clapping for you. Then coming back, seeking the truth, right? That's important. So that means they were sincere and they came back. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, let's get this out of here. And we understand it's going to be more people that's not sincere, okay, than those that are sincere. Now, keeping it going. And I hope I didn't, let me see. Yeah, get both of them individuals out of here. All right, verse 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. So, that's not having no respect of persons. That's treating the janitor like the CEO. All right? And most people do not do this. You look at the status of an individual. He GMS this, he GMS that, right? And then you hold him up to it, you know. And then the brother that just came in yesterday, you like, it's just a babe, it's just a babe. Like, what? That's still a brother. You gotta honor the brotherhood, man. Okay? If the brother is of the 144,000, 1/3, boom, that's your brother. All right? At the end of the day. So it comes with a sense of
We're just gonna walk down there.
Okay, I'm about done. It comes with a sense of honor and fear, dealing with the brotherhood, treating individuals with respect, man. This is what you learn as a kid. I mean, I hopefully brothers and sisters would learn this as children. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Shalawam, Malak, Yahawah, Barak. All right? So you honor the brotherhood. Now this furthermore goes into, let's go to Hebrews. Now, matter of fact, before we go there, let's go to Isaiah, the 30th chapter. This is Isaiah 30 and 20. And though Yahawah give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Now, if you're seeing your teachers and you're dealing with your teachers, you can't disrespect your teachers, man. Right? We had a situation where a brother was getting a rebuke and he wanted to continuously talk and continuously buck up and say, I got it. But it's because he hasn't learned that sense of honoring the brotherhood and when to be quiet, when to shut up. But he's speaking too much. So his hasty spirit was showing the sense that he does not have that respect to understand how this thing goes, right? Let's go to worthy. This is 1 Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. All right? And that's the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Okay? You know, so, and affiliates, right? So, they're worthy of double honor. They're worthy of that respect. They're worthy of that. You have to give them that, you know? So when a man is talking, an ancient man, you shut up. You allow him to get his point across. You shut up and listen. If you have that sense of honor in you, right? That type of respect, you have to have that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying we worshiping anybody, but it's just the double honor. It's like, okay, hey, this man, a man of much respect, a man of much experience. So you want to hold on and gravitate to that experience. When he's talking, boom, it's experience, right? And he's going to treat you with a same level of respect. He's going to treat you, you know, like a man, because we men, you know? He's not going to hold himself higher than you in that sense of a Nathaniel riding in on a horse, or, you know, General Yahawah, these guys, I'm the greatest debater in Israel. Like, what is that about, man? What is that about, really? Okay, that's crazy. That's foolishness. It's a competitive spirit these guys is in, man. How the spirit gonna compete against the spirit? If we all got the spirit, how? Why you about to, you know? So that's wicked. Ain't nobody trying to be the greatest debater or nothing like that, man. So these guys, I would say, are not worthy of double honors because they're wicked. This one says, let the elders that rule well. Key word being well. All right? And that's Great Millstone. They're worthy of double honors. Right? So when they're talking, man, you listen. You listen. If you got enough common sense to understand. Right? You see what the brother said, First Timothy. Oh, that's the spirit, because we right there. The water. All right, Romans 12:3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. And that supported the scripture. That supported the lesson perfectly, man. But to think soberly, according to power, hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. Exactly. So that right there will keep you down to earth. You look at that movie with Chris Rock, man. Down to earth. He went from poor to a rich, you know, a rich mogul. But he stayed down to earth. He was the same individual. You got to stay down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these things, don't let the status, all that stuff lift you up. Elder Michael Allah out here did a, you know, lesson on you got to be more humble. The more you grow, the more you get up, you got to be more humble, man. So you can't lose that sense of when you came in. You got to remember that. Okay, now you did a couple lessons, you teaching, you hitting the corner, you doing all of this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, you still be humble, right? What does that mean? Him that uplifts himself, right? Exalted himself, he shall be abased. You don't exalt yourself. If brothers want to exalt you, okay, great. But it's all through Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Hey, bro, that was a great lesson you did. Ate the water, man. Halalyam, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's how it should be every time. It's not no, hey, yeah, bro, you know, I did that shit. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't do it. Yahawah did it. You didn't do it. Right? That's what it is, man. You did not do nothing. Okay? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi willed you to do that. That was his will for you to do that, for you to bring that out, for you to speak that. You know? It's never of you. All right? So I'm gonna get one more. This is Hebrews 5, 12 through 14. For when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of power, and are become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat. Now, the situation that we had with this individual. We was trying to tell him that, and this is simple, this is basic, all right, that Yahawashi died on the cross. And he was trying to talk to us and tell us that it was, no, he got hung. Because you see, they hung him from a tree. That's what you see in the scriptures. But you don't understand. So when you're talking to men that already understand it, and we took him in the etymology of tree, and it said cross, okay? And the elder was telling him, he was talking to a dude beside him. He said, today you're going to be in paradise with me. You can't do that while getting hung. Okay? It's common sense. All right? So it should have been a humbling situation for this individual to shut the fuck up. Because, oh, damn, you're right. You can't talk while you're getting hung. That should have been a humbling situation. You should have shut up. But he had a constant, he just couldn't shut up. He's like, man, yeah, I get it, man. I get it, man. I get it. Okay, if you get it, then be quiet. Right? So it just, and that's, I understand now through, the spirit. I understand boot camp. And I understand all that. Because they had to reform us. And Brother Nakaf, he was in the military as well. So you understand, they had to reform our mind from how we was in the world. And then coming into this the military. So as Elder Apostle Gabar says, you are being brainwashed into this thing. You have to be brainwashed into this thing. That's part of you being reformed. It's not a bad brainwashing, but it's you coming into this truth. You understanding the correct way to think now, because before you didn't think the correct way. You didn't move the proper way. Right? So you are being, in a sense, brainwashed. Right? So I understand, boot camp now. And this is the thing. Brothers got to go through that. In boot camp, you don't talk back, bro. They tell you, hey, man, push-ups. All ASAP. Until you can't do it no more. They used to have in our thing, they used to call it making it rain, because we would work out so much, the building would start sweating. Making it rain. They like, we about to make it rain today. Oh, shit. We about to work out for about an hour and a half. That's what it was. When they say we about to make it rain, we about to make it rain in this bitch. It's going to be dripping. So that's how it was. But that was to reform us and get us into that condition of being ready for the battle. Right? Verse 13. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. As a babe, man, you got to shut up, man. You got to shut up. Right? And get this truth. Get this understanding. Right? Simple things like, man, Yahawashi he was hung on a tree. Like, he was hung with a rope. The fuck is you talking about? No, he was not. Okay? He was hung on a cross. He had to carry his cross. Right? What did he do? He lifted up a tree out of the ground. He pulled it up, the roots and all, and carried the whole tree. Like, common sense. Actually read the Bible. Don't just quote shit that you heard. Read it. I'm like, damn, why is you talking about something you never read? And I gotta wrap it up. I gotta get my son from piano practice. But last precept. Okay. Verse 14, Hebrews 5:14. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. You do not have your senses exercised to discern in 2 weeks or 1 month or 2 months or 1 year. Hopefully by 6 months, if you actually study, reading, and doing what you're supposed to do, your senses will be exercised to discern good and evil. But you're still gonna have to grow. Right? So, amen. With that being said, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash, honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, Kwam Yasharahla, and a Baba Ball to this wicked kingdom. May Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday, man. Shalawam.